Next question, show that set of all 2 by 2 matrices over the field of real numbers is Vs, that is vector space, or let V be the set of all 2 by 2 matrices over R. Show that V is a vector space over R with respect to addition and scalar multiplication. Here we have to show that the set of all 2 cross 2 matrix. I am taking V is equal to, so solution. V is equal to set of all 2 by 2 matrices means what? 2 rows and 2 columns. Here we have 2 rows and 2 columns A, B, C, D. Set that A, B, C, D over the field of what? Real numbers. Therefore, A, B, C, D belongs to real numbers. So, we have to show that this form a vector space. Climb. This form a vector space. So, what is the definition for vector space? To be vector space, it satisfies 5 conditions. What are those 5 conditions? So first, the set V with respect to addition must be form a abelian group. Second one, if I take say C dot alpha plus beta, we have to show C dot alpha plus C dot beta, where C belongs to real number, that is the field, and alpha and beta belongs to the vector space V. Next, C plus C dash into alpha is equal to C dot alpha plus C dash alpha. C dash alpha is equal to C into C dash alpha. Last one, 1 dot alpha is equal to alpha. So, these 5 conditions we have to show. So, let's begin with first condition. So, first one, what is that condition? V comma plus must be abelian group. To be abelian group, what are the 5 conditions? First 5 axioms. So first one, A, that is closure. B, associative. Next C, identity law. D, inverse. E, commutative. In fact, to show that this set is a vector space, we must satisfy. So, within this 5 conditions and together these 4 conditions, 5 plus 4, 9 conditions. Okay. So, first start with closure law. So, what do you mean by closure law? For all alpha comma beta belongs to V, alpha plus beta must be in V. So, now alpha matte here alpha and beta must be belongs to V means here alpha is equal to what? Belongs to V means alpha is in the form of A, B, C, D, that is A1, B1, C1, D1. And beta is also belongs to V means what? Which is also in the form, belongs to V means which is also in the form, that is it must be a 2 cross 2 matrix, that is 2 by 2 matrix. A2, B2, C2, D2. Is it okay? So now alpha plus beta belongs to V. Why it is alpha plus beta? If I had alpha and beta together, C1, D1 plus beta is what? A2, B2, C2, D2. If I had these two, we get addition of 2 matrices what? First element, and add second element with the second element of the second matrix. C1 plus C2, D1 plus D2. So, which is also 2 by 2 matrix. So, therefore, all the elements of this matrix belongs to real number, because real number is nothing but a field. Therefore, closure law satisfying the field. A1, A2 belongs to R, A1 plus A2 is also belongs to R. So, A1 plus A2 belongs to R, and B1 plus B2 belongs to R, C1 plus C2 belongs to R, D1 plus D2 belongs to R. It means this set is clearly belongs to, this element clearly belongs to a set V. So, alpha plus beta belongs to V. So, closure law satisfied. Next, what about associative law? What it says? For associative, we must obtain alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to alpha plus beta plus gamma. So, take alpha plus beta plus gamma, show alpha plus beta plus gamma both are same. So, for that, I am taking here so next alpha plus beta plus gamma. So which is equal to, what is alpha? Alpha is A1 B1 C1 D1. So A1 B1 C1 D1 plus beta is A2 B2 C2 D2. Next, gamma is A3 B3 C3 D3. So next, adding within the bracket elements A1 plus A2, B1 plus B2, C1 plus C2, D1 plus D2. Next, A3, B3, C3, D3. So now we get, if I had A1 plus A2 plus what? A3. Next, B1 plus B2 plus B3. Similarly, C1 plus C2 plus C3, D1 plus D2 plus D3. So we get, so this is what? 1. So this is LHS. Next, if I consider alpha plus beta plus gamma, so in place of alpha, A1 plus E, that is A1, B1, C1, D1. In place of beta, A2, B2, C2, D2. That is the matrix. Plus in place of gamma, A3, B3, C3, D3 within the bracket. So if I simplify this, I get, so similar to that, okay, I just rub this. So now this one becomes A1, B1, C1, D1, and that one becomes A2 plus A3, B2 plus B3, C2 plus C3, D2 plus D3 in the matrix. If I had, here is the plus sign, so A1 plus A2 plus A3, B1 plus B2 plus B3. Next, similarly C1 plus C2 plus C3, then D1 plus D2 plus D3. So this is equation 2. So from 1 and 2 we conclude that this one and this one are equal. Therefore associative law satisfied. So next, identity law. Okay. For that third condition, identity law. See, identity, additive identity. So for alpha belongs to B, there exists 0, that is the null matrix, which is in the 2 by 2 matrix, therefore belongs to B, such that alpha plus 0 or 0 plus alpha, which is again alpha. Just write in the exam like this: for all alpha belongs to B, there exists 0, that is null matrix, belongs to B, such that alpha plus 0, 0 plus alpha, which is equal to alpha. That's okay. Next, inverse, D inverse. For that, for all alpha belongs to B, there exists minus alpha, that is minus A1, minus B1, minus C1, minus D1, such that alpha plus of minus alpha is equal to 0. That 0 is null matrix. For all alpha belongs to B, there exists minus alpha, which is also belongs to B, such that alpha plus of minus alpha is equal to 0. That is the inverse. Last, commutative. So what is that commutative? Commutative law says what? Alpha plus beta is equal to beta plus alpha. For all alpha comma beta belongs to B. So what is alpha plus beta? If I consider alpha plus beta, what is alpha plus beta? A1, B1, C1, D1. What is beta? A2, B2, C2, D2. If I had these two, we get what? A1, A2 one side, that is A1 plus A2. Next, B1 plus B2, C1 plus C2, and D1 plus D2. Is it okay? A1, A2, B1, B2, C1 plus C2, D1 plus D2. So write A1 plus A2 instead A2 plus A1. Just reverse. And B2 plus B1. Next, C2 plus C1. Next, D2 plus D1. Why I am writing this? A1 plus A2 is same as A2 plus A1 because A1 and A2 belongs to real number. Real number is a field, therefore commutative law holds in real number. That's why I am writing this. So next step for that one, that is A2 plus A1 can be written as what? A2, B2, C2, D2 plus A1, B1, C1, D1. So what is this? A2, B2, C2. So this is what? Beta. And A1, B1, C1, D1 is alpha. So if I take alpha plus beta, I am getting beta plus alpha, therefore commutative law holds. So P comma plus abelian group is over. So last four conditions. For the last four conditions, so here we satisfy closure law, associative law, identity law, inverse law and commutative law. Therefore, it becomes a abelian group with respect to addition. Now, second condition, what is that? C into alpha plus beta is equal to C dot alpha plus C dot beta. For that, consider C dot alpha plus beta. So now, what is alpha? A1, B1, C1, D1. Next, what is beta? A2, B2, C2, D2. So write in the bracket. So C into, now adding these two matrices, A1 plus A2, B1 plus B2, C1 plus C2 and D1 plus D2. Now multiply C within that, C into A1 plus A2, C into B1 plus B2, C into C1 plus C2, C into D1 plus D2. That is the scalar multiplication. So now C into what? CA1, CA2, CB1, CB2, CC1, CC2, CD1 plus CD2. Okay. So here C alpha, C beta. For that, C alpha is what? C alpha for that. Just take CA1, CB1, CC1, CD1 first. That is CA1, CB1, CC1, CD1. Next plus C beta. For that, take next, that is CA2 remaining, CB2, CC2, CD2. Is it right? So now it becomes what? Here C is common for this matrix. So C outside, taking outside A1, B1, C1, D1. In the next matrix, C is also common. So it becomes what? A2, B2, C2, D2. So that is what? C into alpha, C into beta. That's it. Is it okay? So this is over. Second condition is over. Next condition, C plus C dash. So next condition is what? Third condition. C plus C dash into alpha. We have to show that C dot alpha into C dash alpha. For that, consider C plus C dash into alpha. For that, C plus C dash into what is alpha? A1, B1, C1, D1. For that, multiply C plus C dash within. So C plus C dash into A1, C plus C dash into B1, C plus C dash into C1, C plus C dash into D1. Okay. So now multiply A within CA, C dash A. CA1, C dash A1. Next CB1, C dash B1. CC1, C dash C1, CD1 plus C dash D1. Okay. So for that, we must have C alpha, C dash alpha. For that, take C one side. That is CA1, CB1, CC1, CD1. Plus what? C dash A1, C dash B1, C dash C1, C dash D1. Okay, so here C is outside, A1, B1, C1, D1. Here C dash is outside, A1, B1, C1, D1. That is, we get what? C alpha plus C alpha. This is alpha plus C dash into this is alpha. So C alpha, C dash alpha. That is what? Third one. Is it right? Next, fourth one. Next condition, fourth condition. For the fourth condition, what is that condition? C dash into alpha. We have to show C into C dash alpha. For that, consider C dash alpha. C dash, what is alpha? A1, B1, C1, D1. So multiply C dash within. So we get what? C dash into A1, C dash into B1, C dash into C1, C dash into D1. So now here we must have C dash alpha one side. For that, make the bracket for C dash A1, and here make the bracket for C dash B1. Here C dash C1, here C dash D1. Why? So C dash A1 can be written as C into C dash A1. This is because R satisfy associative law. These are elements in R, so which satisfy associative law. That's why we can write like this. Next, here. So what is common from this? C, here C, here C. So C is common. Take outside. We get C dash A1, C dash B1, C dash C1 and C dash D1. So now C into what is common from this? So C dash is common. A1, B1, C1, D1. So here C dash is common from this. So we get what? C into C dash. What is this? Alpha. So C into C dash alpha. That is fourth one. Fourth one is over. Last one. So what is last one? 1 dot alpha is equal to alpha, where alpha belongs to V. So last one, fifth one, 1 dot alpha is equal to alpha. For that, consider 1 dot alpha. What is alpha? A1, B1, C1, D1. So multiply 1 within the matrix. 1 B1, 1 C1, 1 dot D1. What is 1 dot A1? A1 itself. 1 dot B1, B1. 1 dot C1, C1. 1 dot D1 is D1. So that is what? Alpha. 1 dot alpha is equal to alpha. That is over. All the 5 conditions are satisfied for this the set of all 2 cross 2 matrix. Therefore, the set of all 2 cross 2 matrix form a vector space over the field of real numbers. Is it clear? So here is the next question. If F is a field, here F is a field and K is any field which contains F. So K which contains F means, so both are field. So here F is a subfield of K, that is subset. In fact, subfield has subfield, then show that K is a vector space. We have to show that claim K is a VS, that is vector space over the field F. So the question is also like this. Show that every field is a subfield of every field is a, the question is also like this. Show that every field is a vector space over its any subfield. So that is Q is a subset of R is a subset of C. That is C form a vector space over the subfield R form a vector space over the subfield Q. That is the every field is a vector space over its any subfield. C is also a field. In fact, it forms a vector space over its subfield R. Here R is a form a vector space. R is a field. It forms a vector space over its subfield Q. That is the question. So we have to show that K is a vector space. This is very easy question. Okay. So if this question is come in the exam, don't skip this question. So this is because this is the very easy question in the vector space. So first, to be vector space, what are the conditions? So what are the conditions? First condition is that V comma plus, that set. Here K must be vector space, therefore K comma plus must be a abelian. Second is what? Second condition is what? C into alpha plus beta is equal to C dot alpha plus C dot beta, where alpha and beta belongs to what? V means here K. Third one, C plus C dash into alpha is equal to C dot alpha plus C dash alpha. Fourth one, C dash alpha is equal to C into C dash alpha, where C dash belongs to the field F. Fifth one, 1 dot alpha is equal to alpha. So that is the all 5 conditions for this. Okay. For abelian, here, so first condition, we have to show that K comma plus abelian. So just write in one sentence, that is K with respect to addition forms abelian. So K forms abelian group with respect to addition because K is a field. Since it is a field, so it is clearly holds. What do you mean by a field? Field means K with respect to addition, K with respect to multiplication must be abelian. So in the definition itself says it must be an abelian, therefore no need to prove closure, associative, identity, inverse and commutative. Just write, since K is a field, therefore it clearly forms an abelian group with respect to addition. That's it. So this is over. So next. So what is the second condition? So second condition is C into alpha plus beta is equal to C dot alpha plus C dot beta. Here C belongs to what? The field F. But field is, F is a subfield of K, therefore subset of K. This implies what? C is also belongs to K. So now C into alpha plus beta. Here C belongs to F, okay, and then it becomes K. Here alpha and beta belongs to K. So now C, alpha, beta, all the elements belongs to K. So K is a field, therefore it satisfies left distributive law, that is C dot alpha plus C into beta. So answer is, since K is a field which satisfies left distributive law. That's it. So therefore C dot alpha plus beta is equal to C dot alpha plus C dot beta. So but remember, you must write this is, that is C, where C belongs to F, but F is a subset of K. So here C belongs to F means C is also belongs to the superset K. So you must write this one, then you conclude by this sentence. Okay. So this is over. Next, third one is what? So third condition is, so what is the third condition? C plus C dash into alpha is equal to C alpha plus C dash alpha. That is, here C dash belongs to F, but F is a subfield of K, therefore C dash also belongs to K. So it is in the subset, therefore which is clearly belongs to the superset. And alpha is also belongs to K. We get C dash alpha, all are belongs to K, but K is what? Field, therefore which satisfy right distributive. That is C plus C dash into alpha is equal to C dot alpha, C dash alpha. So clearly this holds because K satisfies right, here alpha is in the right side, therefore right distributive law. In the previous one, alpha is left hand side, alpha is in the left for alpha plus beta, therefore left distributive. Here right distributive law. So K satisfies right distributive law because K is a field. So K is a field, so therefore which satisfies right distributive, left distributive. For this right left distributive, for this right distributive law, therefore third condition is also over. What about fourth condition? So here, so fourth condition is what? C dash into alpha is equal to C into C dash alpha. It look like, say, AB into C is equal to A into BC. That is associative law with respect to multiplication. So here C dash belongs to F, field, and alpha belongs to the K, but F is a subset of K, therefore C dash and also alpha all in K. K is a field, therefore which satisfy what? K is a field, therefore which satisfy associative law. So what is that associative law for these three elements? C dash into alpha is equal to C into C dash alpha. So therefore it clearly satisfies. For this you must write K is a field, therefore which satisfies associative law. For that you must write C dash must be in K. Reason? Because of this. Okay. So last one is very easy. 1 dot alpha is equal to alpha. For that consider 1 dot alpha. 1 dot, what is alpha? So 1 dot alpha is nothing but alpha is clearly belongs to F. So 1 dot alpha is clearly alpha because what? 1 is belongs to F. F is a subfield of K. So 1 is also belongs to K. Alpha is also belongs to K. Therefore 1 comma alpha belongs to K implies 1 dot alpha is equal to alpha. Okay. So multiplicative identity. Since K is a field which satisfies multiplicative identity. 1 dot alpha is equal to alpha itself.